What's up, Mets fans? Welcome to Mets Postgame Show right here on the channel. We got it on multiple channels today. My channel, Hector's channel, and Chris's channel. Unfortunately, Chris couldn't make it. He's stuck in DC traffic, but we got Hector, who's going to pop up any minute now to join us in the postgame and talk about this disappointing loss to the Nationals and splitting the series after winning the first two games of the series. And now we got to talk about the bounce back. And I don't know if today is more frustrating. I don't think it is. And I think Hector probably agrees because we talked about it in the live stream with the watch party. Yesterday was more disappointing because of the 5-0 lead. But because today was kind of like house money if you would have won yesterday, right? We win today, we sweep them, great. But at the very least, we win a series. But now we're talking about a series split. Hector, how you doing, buddy? Listen, it's a tough loss. Look, the offense the offense deserves a game like this, right? It's gonna happen. This is the first game in probably a month where they basically got completely shut down. Heck. So, what are your thoughts about the game today, man?
No, man, I'm basically echoing your thoughts. I'm more upset right now about yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
I literally furious about Jake Diekman yesterday than I am today. A game like today happens. I'm sorry, guys. I was stuffing my face right here in between the live stream and the supposed game. But a game like today happens, right? You're not going to kill this offense the way it's been going. Like I said, as we ended there, I don't have the numbers right in front of me or exactly in front of me. I don't know exactly the numbers, but I'm pretty sure this team has averaged about 5-6 runs a game during this run. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you have one game where a guy comes out and has a day. You know what I'm saying? Tip your hat off to him. Urban, I really don't know much about the dude. He had himself a good game. One hitter, couldn't get nothing going. Ironically, the only hit is Jeff McNeil. How about that? And listen, Quintana was great. And I'm not gonna kill Hauser, but I say that about like Ottavino and Drew Smith. Like these guys could be going good, and then you ask them to step up a little bit, and they usually fall. So we kind of asked that of Hauser today to step up a little bit there, and he couldn't get it. He couldn't get it done. And of course, it had to be Winker. As we're watching it there, I didn't even have a chance to react at the fact that he was in the game and the agita that it was already giving me, where boom, he hits the home run. Like I was joking around last night on my live stream, like maybe we should go get Jesse Winker during the trade deadline. Put him in a DJ Stewart role. He seems to love, but maybe it's more about him wanting to kill the Mets. We bring him in, he does nothing. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. I listen, like you said, have we won yesterday? Today would have been like, icing on the cake or whatever the case may be, but we didn't win yesterday. So we kind of wanted to win today. You wanted to win that game today. 4-game series are harder to win. You go into a 4-game series thinking, okay, we could get 2 here. We'll take it. You know what I'm saying? But when you're playing a team like the Nats, who had been playing the way they were playing, right? Who had lost how many ever out of their last games, I don't even care. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to be able to take 3 from them. And you were in position to do it. And you just couldn't finish it off. So, yeah, that's a little bit frustrating. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, it sucks. Look, we got to bounce back, right? We can't go on an extended losing streak now. We fought back out. We fought back into this race. And listen, I talked about this for a month now, right? The only games that matter, yes, are the ones coming up, but it's only matters until 3 weeks until the deadline. That's it, right? You got to give Stearns a reason to be complete buyers, not half-ass it and sell some, buy some. No, you got to give them no choice but to buy. And how do you do that? Over the next 3 weeks, you better remain in it. You better not go on a losing streak now. I'll tell you that much. Because as fast as people jumped on the bandwagon, they will jump the fuck off that bandwagon quickly. And listen, a game like this happens. I'm not going to kill the offense. They've been red hot for a month. They've been carrying this team, right? Yesterday was the disappointing game. Today is the game that happens. Offenses get shut down every single day in baseball. The Mets haven't been shut down all month. It happens. Irvin had our number today, and you tip your cap. But you know what? We gave up 1 run. Quintana pitched. Look, we can't lose games when your starter gives you 7 innings of shutout ball. Sorry, you can't. And we found a way to do it. it's just never easy with this team. It really isn't. Like, I'm frustrated because we're better than the Nationals. Not saying that you're going to win every game against the Nationals. It is baseball. Heck, we understand that. Anybody can beat anybody any given day. But it's frustrating because we came in today knowing that the Mets scored 5 runs yesterday. They scored what they needed to score to win a ball game. The bullpen didn't hold up. All right, you lose again with the bullpen. We all know that's a crapshoot when the bullpen comes in. But today, man, it's I don't know. Like I hate losing performances that we get from the pitching that we usually don't get. Right? We usually get the 5 inning, occasional 6 inning, but we got 7 innings from Quintana. 4 good outings in a row from Quintana. What did we win? 2 of them? We can't waste those performances anymore because, like, what else do we need to get from the starting pitching? The starting pitching has been good enough. The bullpen, it's either been the bullpen most of the time, but now the offense doesn't come through today. And look, I don't want to kill the offense, but man, somebody couldn't hit a bloop and a blast today. Heck, shit.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. And talk about the offense. I've seen a few comments even before the game, and even now here, a couple of guys who kept saying like this was a throwaway lineup. But I mean,
I don't know about that. Anybody who's been playing has been doing the job over the last month. They just got beat up today, you know?
Yeah. And, I mean, listen, whether we like it or not, McNeil is the second baseman. They've been playing him more often than not. So he's the everyday second baseman. You got Lindor in there, your everyday shortstop leadoff hitter. You got Nemo in there, your everyday left fielder second hitter. You know what I'm saying? You put Alvarez third because JD's not in there, but Alvarez is an everyday player. Some people be saying put him up in the lineup. He's in there. You know what I'm saying? You got Pete in there. You got Vientos in there. So, okay, you put Gamble and DJ Stewart in there. Is that really why we lost? Because those guys were in there? No, the whole lineup didn't get it done. But like you said, I'm not going to murder the offense because of the way that it's been going, right? This team it's not like we've been struggling to score runs or anything like that. This team has been scoring plenty of runs. A day like today happens. You don't want to see it. You especially don't want to see it after last night because last night made today kind of a must win. What's a must win right now? There's still how many games left? 70, whatever the hell it is. 78 games. I don't know. But so must win? Not really. Must win for us, the fans, to feel good about it, whatever the case may be. And if you pay attention to the standings, and you want to go crazy about the standings right now, but it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because, especially like you said, you get that performance from Quintana, who's turned it around. When we were all saying, "Yo, we don't want to see Quintana get another start." I think the last round table we had, we were talking about, "Yo, we don't want to see Quintana get another start." You know what I'm saying? And he's turning around with Alvarez catching him and stuff. So, and you waste a hell of a performance. Like, listen, that dude threw a 1-hitter against us, but Quintana threw what, a 3-hitter?
Yeah.
You know, 7 innings. You know, so.
I mean, look, this is like a game like all right, Hauser gave up the home run. All right, you know, he left that ball over the plate. Winker crushed it. I mean, Hauser's been solid for us. It's a game that I'm frustrated by, but it's like, can we really blame anybody today?
Yeah, it's hard. Like, for us logical guys, we're frustrated. Like, I'm pissed off right now.
I'm mad about the loss, but not the way it happened.
Yeah,
like the way it happened. It's like how, like I'm more mad about yesterday, like we talked about, heck, because of the 5-run lead. Like here, it was like a pitching duel. Somebody was going to come through eventually, right? It just happened to be Jesse Winker, who was not on the Mets. That's basically it. So it's like, am I mad at Hauser? Of course, it happened in the moment. But like Hauser's been good, and you knew this was probably the way one of the teams were going to lose. Somebody was going to break it open and win the ball game, and it just wasn't us. So, you know, like, did the Mets play bad? No. The offense was nowhere to be found, but I mean, I would take 30 days of the offense doing its job over one day they got shut out. So, look, we're back on the 500 once again. For some reason, we're like allergic to that 2 game over 500 mark.
We
We just can't get there. Like that can't happen. We have to get there eventually. Because right now we can end up being 2.5 games out of a wild card spot by the end of the day. So, and I don't think anybody's going to be able to pass us in the wild card. So we're still like that last wild card team before that wild card spots. But, depending on what the Padres and the Cardinals do, we can end up 2.5 games out of a wild card spot. And hopefully those guys lose and we don't lose no ground. And, that would be nice. But it was just an overall, disappointing performance from the offense, who's been red hot, that we probably weren't expecting. We probably were expecting to score some runs today. Now, could we have lost anyway? Maybe, but I don't think anybody thought Quintana was going to give you 7 scoreless innings either. So,
like we say, the offense, but let's give that kid credit, man. Let's give that kid credit. He also took advantage of what the umpire was giving him, that high strike. You know what I'm saying? And he kept the guys kind of like off balance, you know what I mean? And had them getting under pitches because he was hanging a few of them. But because, like I said, he was getting that high strike and some, like, he did a good job. He did a good job. And, it's like, yeah, Daniel says 1 hit from the Nationals. And yeah, it's like us, the Nationals. Like, they're like, how many games under 500? Like 7, 8 games, maybe even worse than under 500. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but we just came from there. So who the hell are we? But I don't know about you, Rob, but like, I still feel good about the team going forward.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I feel good. Like, because it's different than when we were losing and doing the roundtables early on. And the one time I filled in with you, was it with you that I filled in on the postgame, or was it CP? I don't even remember. When we were talking, and it was like, this team is just lost. This team is just not vibing. This team doesn't know how to win. Whatever the hell we were saying. I don't feel that right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's, like I said, you're upset because, yes, you want to win the series. Even though it was a 4-game series, you had a chance to win the series. Correct. You look to the point where you're almost thinking like, okay, we're going to win this game and we could go sweep tomorrow. This is where the point where, we're honestly speaking, we probably were there yesterday, right? But yeah, I can't get too upset. I just kind of lost my train of thought there because this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Look, this team makes us lose our train of thought. Like, what are we gonna do? But yeah, look, like, I don't think this team is gonna spiral out of control. I know there's some Met fans that probably are expecting that because why not?
I already see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can only imagine, Wallace and Clark are probably rolling on X right now, probably in this Twitter space right now.
Well, yeah. Joe actually sent me a link to a space. Yeah. Yeah, he loves doing these spaces when the Mets lose like this. So he can, go through his vent session.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm good.
They remind me of Frank the Tank. Like, they're not worthy of listening to when they're winning because there's no content when they're winning. When they're losing, right. they make a scene. Like, I don't trust or like people like that. I'm not talking about personally as a person. Like, I don't know them from a hole in the wall. I know Heck does, but like, it's just,
Well, I know Joe. I've met Joe once. I talk to him on the phone almost every day. Bobby with DM and stuff like that. I don't even want to spend time talking about these guys, but but I told Joe exactly that the other day. Like, what was it? Day before yesterday. I told him on the phone. I said, Joe, all you do is talk negative. That's what nobody wants to hear you. Whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Even when you're right, nobody wants to hear it because you don't take a breath, brother. Everything is negative. I haven't seen you post anything positive during this last month. When we talk on the phone, he'll be like, no, you have to get right. I like this, I like this, I like that. Believe it or not, he's excited right now. He just can't help himself.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I said, put the phone away. Put it in the other room. I tell Bobby all the time to put the phone in the other room.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We all have that negative undertone because we're Met fans, right? We all have a deep insight right in here. We have it. But this team has been too good and fought back, which 95, 96% of Met fans never thought, including myself, by the way, I'll put myself in that mix, never thought that they were going to come out of this. Now, I had that positive level a little higher than most.
We were hoping they would.
Because they weren't playing, at least the offense wasn't playing to their capabilities. And you see what happens when they play to their capabilities. They look like a whole different team. But you can't just always be negative, right? Because of the fact that, like, we don't have enough, I would say, like, enough evidence in our history as Met fans to enjoy good times. Enjoy it while they last. What's so wrong about that? Like, too many people are killing positive Met fans for being positive and dealing with the grimace era and the oh my god concert shit. Look, let us enjoy it. There's no need for us negative undertones to pop out every single time when things go wrong. Because last time I checked, baseball is more about failing than it is succeeding. We've all played, or most of us has played. We know that you fail more times than not. Then you succeed, right? We know there's going to be moments like today, like yesterday, a game where we blow it. Today where we don't hit. It happens. But this team is, I feel confident. Look, I'm not saying this team's going to make the playoffs. I'm not saying this team's going to go on a big run. I'm saying this team's going to be in it. Why do we have any inkling that they're not? I don't know, heck, that's just me.
No, I'm looking at this and I can't believe it. And see, these are the kind of things that upset me sometimes, right? And I don't know when Daniel knew this, but if it's coming out now, I guarantee you they knew this before. Hauser had given up 6 home runs to Winkler. Don't pitch to him.
Yeah.
Do not pitch to him. Pitch around him. Walk him. Something.
I know he's a Met killer, but like, I mean,
no, but listen,
Winker. Like,
he's okay. He's Winker, but he has
it's not Aaron Judge, you know.
But he has success against this guy.
I know.
So not only is he a Met killer, he has success against this particular pitcher too. You know, so in the era where we're looking at all this stuff, all these numbers and all of this nonsense, and the way the game was going, and having a feel for the game and storylines and stuff like that, I'm like, nah, I'm not pitching to this motherfucker right here.
I don't know.
I'm just not.
I mean,
I'm just not. I'm telling you, as soon as I realized it was him, I was gonna say, "Oh no!" and he fucking hit the home run. You know, but I'm just a fan, so okay, I got all that stuff that it shouldn't matter, but sometimes it should matter, and they should have not pitched to him. Like, I don't even want to pitch around him, because he would have pitched around him, he would have hit a double or something down the line or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me, double or something, and still got himself in scoring position. I
want to bring a comment up here because I know we're both going to get really angry at this. I think you already seen it, Explosive. Look, Explosive said that's why this team needs to sell. That's dumb. On top of that, he also put, and this is where we're really going to get upset. He said, "Don't let 1 month fool you. The right day to say this, but if the bullpen and rotation doesn't improve, we will go nowhere." Well, that's what the trade deadline's for, right? They fought back into this. Why are you not going to give them any type of trust or any type of confidence going forward? And by the way, we forget the Mets had one bad month, not just one good month. April was a 500 month, which everybody didn't expect. So they had a 500 month, a terrible May, and an excellent June. So they've had one bad month. So should the Yankees not make the playoffs and sell now because they had one great month, a solid May, and a bad June? Should they just sell because they had one bad month? The month when the Mets usually fall apart is June. They bounced back after that terrible May and got themselves not even just back to 500, but back in the mix. So I'm sorry, look, I would have agreed with you if they had 2 bad months in a row and then a good June. But they had good months. 500 month in April is probably all we could expect from a team that nobody was expecting a quote-unquote transition year. To be honest, they've had 2 good months over 1 bad month. If you're going to talk about selling right now, then you just want to be negative to be negative. It's just a fact. And I'm not saying their bullpen has been good. It's not. But find me a bullpen that has 4 injuries and a suspended player and tell me who's pitching well. That's the point, right? You can't plan for 4 injuries, 2 Tommy John, 1 guy that also got hurt, and then you have Diaz that also got suspended. You can't plan for that. I'm sorry, right? Wait until Diaz comes back and Sean Reed Foley, who are going to come back around the same time. That's going to help the bullpen. If they still struggle, then we can start talking about, all right, what are these guys going to do? Can we get guys at the deadline? Because if this team only needs bullpen help, why would you sell? That doesn't make sense. The starting pitching has been probably above average. I know people don't like going 5 innings, but that's the game today. Most pitchers go 5 innings. It's the league average, 5 1/3. Deal with it. We don't like it. Most of us are old school. I don't like it. Go 8 innings. Let your arm fall off. But they don't do that anymore. We got to come back to that reality. You can't sell based on not having a bullpen. You get bullpen up at the deadline. We wanted to see the fight in this team. They showed you the fight. The chemistry was just a complete 180. They showed you everything that we asked for. And you're going to give up on them now? Don't watch. How about that? Sorry, Heck, I had to go on that rant because that pissed me off.
No, you're good. Before I say anything to that, I don't know if you saw you. Oh, you probably didn't see because you're not watching. But thoughts and prayers to their family. Rest in peace to chief photographer for the Mets, Mark Levine, who passed away.
Really?
Yeah, they just announced. So,
rest in peace to the family. Jesus.
Yes. But yeah, no. Listen, this buy sell crap. I said it in the round tables. I've done it, said it in my own stuff. Like, I don't even want to talk about that crap. I don't want to talk about the deadline and all that. Listen, obviously, we're gonna do one or the other, right? And I see a lot of the comments here. This team is not gonna do anything to the bullpen. Bullpen sucks. The bullpen sucks. We know the bullpen sucks.
You do know that. They know that too, by the way.
Rob knows the bullpen sucks. I know the bullpen sucks. But you guys know the bullpen sucks. David Stearns knows the bullpen sucks. Major League Baseball knows the bullpen sucks. Everybody knows that. We're not here denying that. Nobody's here saying this is the perfect team. Don't worry about it, guys. We just lost 1 game. It's okay. No, we're not saying that. We are saying it's just 1 game in the big scheme, right? In the whole scheme of things and all of that. But we're telling you, this is a flawed team. It took a lot for this team to get here. What I am telling you is, and I think Rob would agree with some of this, as bad as this team was playing in April, a little bit of May, whatever, I always felt, and I came into this season, I'm tired of saying this, feeling like this was a 500, a little bit over 500 team.
Where they are.
It's why I was so upset with how they were playing.
I see them. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, finish up. I'm sorry about that.
When I see them play the way that they've been playing for this, yeah, I'm like, okay, this is what I expected to see. I think the effect that JD Martinez has had on some of these guys offensively is real. Everybody tells me how great Francisco Lindor is when I'm complaining in April and May, right, about his slow start.
Yeah.
Everybody tells me how great he is. Well, he's doing that right now. When Brandon Nimmo was struggling, me and Rob were arguing in the round table because I'm like, yo, Rob, lay off my guy, Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo's been the most consistent Met. He's been probably the best Met for 2-3 years. What the hell is Brandon Nimmo doing right now? Getting up off his bathroom floor and winning ball games.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? JD Martinez has been JD Martinez. Won some games by himself for us. I believed in Mark Vientos. When everybody was telling me this dude is nothing. I don't want to hear that. Well, Mark Vientos is doing what he's done.
He is.
So when I'm seeing them do it, and I believe that they could do this beforehand, yeah, I'm gonna buy into it. I love Francisco Alvarez. I've been arguing with people about Francisco Alvarez since they bring him up the first time, and people were saying they should have never bring him up. They mishandled him, and then they played him in that series against the Braves, and then they sat him, and then they bring him up to pinch hit. You know what I'm saying? And the kid was just trying to do too much. Oh, he's overmatched, Hector. He's this, he's that. Shut up!
Yeah.
That kid is a star. And what are we seeing? So, yeah, when I see this, I'm like, okay, they're finally doing what I thought they could do. But I know the bullpen sucks. Is the starting pitching the greatest starting pitching there is? No.
You could find worse. I tell you that.
Exactly. And everybody's struggling for pitching. So it's not so easy to go say, oh, well, David Schultz needs to go ahead and find me some bullpen help. Damn it, he's been trying. He's been DFAing guys left and right. Everybody's about, oh, David Schultz doesn't play. He just DFAs guys, not really knowing that sometimes he may not have wanted to DFA Michael Tonkin.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to have him figure it out. But because he has no options, he has to DFA him. But at the same time, you're not getting the job done, so I need somebody else up here.
Yep.
We just saw them bring up two dudes that I don't even remember their names anymore this earlier this week. You ain't get the job done, you're out of here right away too.
Yeah.
So they're trying, but everybody needs arms. Ain't nobody lining up and saying, hey, Mets, you need bullpen help? We got it here. Take it. Take it. No. Everybody's screaming, oh, bring up somebody from the minors. Bring up a starter. Try him out. Ooh. They bring up Budo.
Yeah.
But I say this too. They can't do things the way we want them to do it. You can't run a team the way fans run a team, DFAing guys every day. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. Give me this guy. Give me. That's not how you run a team. You got to give guys a chance. You got to let things play out a little bit.
Yeah.
And I feel good about the way this team is playing. And I do feel good that David Stearns will go out there leading up to the deadline, because I don't think you have to wait to the deadline to get that bullpen help, but it may be easier, right? Because at that point, teams will make a decision whether they want to buy or sell.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be in that sell department. I want to be in that smart buyers department, because that's another thing. When you say buy, people think right away, oh my gosh, we're going to trade our prospects. That's not what we're saying, man. Most of you guys hate Jeff McNeil, right? Most of you guys hate Jeff McNeil. Get Jeff McNeil out of here. Play Jose Iglesias. Bring up Acuna. Do this, do that. So who's going to tell me you can't trade Jeff McNeil? People keep trying to talk me out of this. You can't trade Jeff McNeil for bullpen help. Why not?
All you need is one team that wants him. He's under control.
You know what I'm saying? So what? You got to pick up $2 million a year maybe or something of that contract. I forget how much he's getting. But it seems like an outrageous contract. But is it really? If Jeff McNeil performs that way that he's supposed to perform? And I'm pretty sure there's teams out here that think Jeff McNeil is still a good ball player. And maybe feel like if we get him out of New York, get him out of that negativity or whatever, come over here to Middle America or whatever the hell they want to take him to. I don't give a shit. Mariners won Jeff. I keep seeing that. And all of these streams, somebody pops up with the Mariners won Jeff. So you know what, Mariners? Go and have Jeff. Do they have any bullpen arms? I don't know. You know, but that's another way.
It can't be worse.
Yeah. But that's also another way of buying. Correct. You know what I'm saying? But people think buying, we're going to right away mortgage the future and start giving up all these prospects and all of this nonsense. Plus, another thing is I'll speak for myself. I only know about these prospects and these minor league guys when they get close. I don't know about the rookie, the low guys. You know what I'm saying? All the guys in Brooklyn, all the different levels in the PSL league and all of this nonsense that other teams might want because it fits their timetable. And maybe that gets you a bullpen arm. But everybody's already thinking right away, oh my gosh, Jet Williams. Oh my gosh, Acuna. I don't want to give up those guys. Because those are the names that we hear. You know what I'm saying? But there's ways for this team to get better. And the starting pitching has been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Manaea's been good. Severino's been damn good.
Yep. Quintana's
been better. And listen, hopefully I'll have egg in my face, right? Because what did I say to a lot of you guys? Some of you might be in here, and you can say who you are, because I forget. When I was like, I don't want to hear it. Senga's not pitching this year.
He might. He might.
And Peterson's been fine. Yeah, Jeremy. Peterson's been good. But Senga might come back. So that's help right there.
Correct.
Now, depending on what kind of, what Senga we get. But that should help our starting pitching. And then another thing, guys. Everybody's high on these young guys, right? Bring up Budo, bring up Scott. We bring them up, right? Get rid of this starting pitch. Get rid of Quintana. Get rid of that guy. But then when you see a report, I'm not going to touch on what Brian Kenny's talking about selling, what Diarrhea is talking about selling, what those that listen to WFAN, Sean Morash, Trey, JD. I'm not talking about that nonsense. But if we really think these young guys are good, then that means we have a surplus of starting pitching. So when Mike Puma puts out a report that says there's teams calling about the Mets starting pitching and the Mets are listening and the Mets doesn't mean that they're giving up. When Martino talks about, they might look to trade from their starting pitching, it doesn't mean you're giving up. But what if you can move a Quintana and get some bullpen help? And now you elevate a Budo to the starting rotation and put that bullpen guy in the bullpen, and that makes you a better team.
Well, heck, my issue with that whole hybrid type of trade deadline where, okay, let's trade Quintana to get a bullpen piece. Get rid of your depth that has been needed, that we forget about that has been needed. And yet, if Senga comes back, if pitches well, that's still yet to be determined. But we're counting on guys who's coming back from an injury, young guys who are not proven. And then the same people who said, "Oh, yeah, let's trade Quintana or Manaya, get some bullpen help, and put the young kids in." If they don't do well, who are you replacing them with? I'm sorry, you're losing your depth. You're not guaranteed Senga's going to stay healthy, and you don't have guys that have been proven. And they might be great. But are we trying to go on a run, or are we trying to wait and see? Because that seems like a wait and see approach. And if the Mets do that hybrid type of trade deadline, I feel like it's a half-ass trade deadline. It's going to feel like 2022 all over again, where they didn't go all in. Now, I don't think the Mets should go all in, like trade a ton of prospects to get people in here, even though I always like the proven play over a prospect. But I understand if they don't go all out at the trade deadline because they built up the farm system in a certain way and they don't want to destroy the farm system, right? But I think you even said
I don't even think I don't think it's a hybrid trade deadline. That's just maybe trading.
You're taking from your
strength. No, but that's just trading from what may be a strength
to put in something that's an unknown. That's a problem.
But you're not really doing it to put in something you're looking at it like that. You're trading from a strength. Okay, I may have an option here. My bullpen is horrible.
I agree.
I don't have any other way to improve this bullpen. I may be able to do it. I don't want to do this, but if I do this and this works out by putting these young guys in, or one of these young guys in, asking them to step up, and I bring in some bullpen help because of this move, that might make me a better team. It's not that, what I'm saying, like, that's still going for it. That's still a way of going for it.
I think it would be a stupid decision. I think it, because honestly though, because like, look, you can use lower level prospects, you can use mid level prospects to get a bullpen arm or two.
I agree. I agree. I say that as well.
Take it from your depth that has been solid, like you said, Heck. And listen, I'm not gonna cry if Quintana gets traded, but we're going to get a say if we do get
I just threw Quintana out there, but what if it's a McGill? You know what I'm saying? What if it's
that's
McGill?
That's story because he's not in the rotation anymore. But you're taking guys from your rotation.
But he's still considered part of your starting pitching depth, right? He's still part of that depth.
But he might be in the bullpen at best. He's not coming back in the starting pitching unless we have massive injuries.
Right, but so that's a different story. Quintana could be in the bullpen in a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? He's doing great right now. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask some Heck. Quintana, his last 4 starts, he has like a 1.4 ERA. If he continues this, do you want to trade him?
No, probably not. No.
That's the point. That's the issue.
But that's what I'm saying. He's just the name that I threw out as one of the
No,
starters.
no, no. I agree.
One that
But I'm
comes
saying,
up.
even if it's
It could be
Shamanaya or
McGill.
anybody,
It could be McGill. It could be Manaya. You know what I'm saying? It could be Peterson. You know what I'm saying? Who's been doing well and who they're not gonna want to trade because you don't give up on lefties, especially young lefty arms.
I agree.
I'm just naming the starters, Rob. Don't
No,
get
no, I
caught up
got
on the
you.
names. Don't get caught up
I
on the
don't
names.
like taking from depth when your team was basically doing well, when the starters basically the all season have been serviceable and have been better than advertised, have been above average, and then use it for a couple of bullpen pieces that, okay, that might be good, but what if your bullpen gets better but your starters get worse? Like, that's also an option on the table. And then we're talking about we can't even get to our good bullpen anymore because our starters suck. And they're leaving, when we're trailing. So,
but
like,
any path you take is a risk. Any
correct,
path you take is
correct.
a risk.
But I don't like taking from depth because I don't see good teams that are trying to make the playoffs selling from their major league roster to help their major league roster. I think that's a silly way to go about it. You want to add to this team, this 26-man roster? Use the prospects. Why have them? They all can't play here. We have like 37 shortstops in the farm system. How about trading some of them? We can't hold on to everybody. Right? Right? Jet Williams, Mauricio. I mean, we have like 6 top shortstops in our farm system. What are we doing with them? We can't make all of them different positions. They all can't play different positions. Like that's the other thing that annoys me. Like, everybody wants to keep all the prospects. Like, oh, we can't trade Jet Williams. We can't trade Ronnie Mauricio. We can't trade this guy. Yet they're all shortstops. Like, everybody wants Acuna up. Well, guess what? Those guys can't play second base anymore. Vientos looks like the third baseman. So where are these guys playing? You're going to do a Lucas Duda experiment in left field? Daniel Murphy experiment in left field? You can't keep on doing it to these guys, right? I know some teams do it, but it hardly works out.
Yeah, like even Brett Beatty can be the guy that gets traded.
Yeah, but we don't care about defense until they make a mistake on the field. All we care about is the offense. Everybody wants Luis Acuna up here because of his offense, right? That's great. But you already got other guys too that are not going to be able to fit on this team even in 2 years because there's people in front of them. So you want to get rid of depth? Get rid of the depth in your prospects in your farm because it's pointless to have all these prospects. And if you are going to keep Alonso, you have Nimmo, you got Lindor, there's already spots that are unavailable. And a couple of guys you're already up that already shown you that they belong. You don't need Parada, so what the fuck you have him for? You got Alvarez, right? Your third baseman seems like it's going to be Vientos. Now you have an excess of Brett Beatty. Maybe trade Brett Beatty. He might be your best option, your best asset to trade. Maybe people don't want to do that because they see him raking in AAA, but I've seen him a failed major leaguer.
How about, I guarantee you people will complain if they trade Brett Beatty.
Yeah, you're damn right they will. I wanted to trade Brett Beatty in 2022, even though I understand why people were upset about that. But you don't know. But in 2022, that was the year to go for it when you were one of the best teams in baseball. But I digress on that. But heck, to finish up the stream.
Listen. I was going to say, I'm looking at some of the comments here. Daniel was asking before. He said, "But do we know if Stearns is going to buy or sell? And if he does, how much does he go?" I think we've kind of answered that, and I think the team will determine whether we buy or sell, right? And right now, the way the team is performing, I don't know what you call it. You do a responsible buy. You do a responsible buy right now.
Okay.
You don't go crazy. You don't nothing. You do a responsible buy. You try to strengthen the weaknesses. How you do it, we can argue all day about. You've seen us already go back and forth about it for like 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Of just one little scenario that you throw out there of maybe taking away from your strength to strengthen the weakness. But I don't know. Then I saw somebody else over here. Who was it? That said, "Oh, David Stearns already told us what he's doing. He's gonna sell expiring contracts."
In May, when we were the worst team in baseball.
Yeah, like I don't think these guys have changed anything of what they've said. It's been the same thing the whole time. We want to be competitive. Depending on how the team is doing, is how we're gonna go.
Yeah.
He hasn't come out and said, "This is what we're gonna do." They ask him a question. So, David, if you guys are underperforming at the trade deadline, so do you sell on those expiring contracts? Do you like to move some of those? Well, yeah, that's feasible. That's one of the things that you would do. That's what he says.
Yeah.
No, ain't no president Jim is gonna come out and straight tell you this is what we're gonna do in April and May because they don't freaking know. So you play the season out. If this team is playing the way that it's playing right now, you do a responsible buy. If it's playing the way that it was playing in April and May, you do a sell. But it's not that you're gonna sell everyone.
You're gonna sell your 1 year contracts, guys that are expendable.
You're gonna sell what people are willing to buy. How about that?
I think we have a lot of people that people would want to buy.
You'd be surprised.
We'll see. But
like, obviously, yeah, the expiring contracts and like that's the easy stuff. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But then, are you gonna get something that you want? You don't want to just be taking any kind of.
Oh no, absolutely not. No. Of course.
You know. So
yeah. Well, look, Mets lost 1-0. It was a bad performance by the offense. Hard to kill the offense, who's been so hot over the last month. We go into Pittsburgh for 4 now. You know, they lost Jones, who was one of their young phenom pitchers. He ain't pitching against us. I believe Skeens is going to be pitching against us, so that's going to be.
Does he go? I think I saw. He goes tomorrow. I saw in the stream earlier. No, is that tomorrow? He goes. Let me check that.
I think so. So listen, the Mets, for the most part, all month, all during this hot streak, have been hitting good pitching. Today was one of those days they didn't. Let's see if they can hit Skeens. Skeens is prone to the home run ball, by the way. If you notice, yeah, he's been having a ton of strikeouts, but he's been giving up the home run ball, right? You got to get that fastball is nasty, but he does leave it over the plate a lot. If you're expecting it, hit that ball over the wall. So he's prone to giving up home runs. He's damn good, but you got to get it done. Like no excuses, right? Hector said it best. The team is going to determine if they're going to be buyers or sellers. Nobody else. So prove to us that over the next 3 weeks that they should be buyers. So that's how it's going to be. So the post-game show is what it is right now. Me and Hector trying to calm everybody down because we don't want to talk about selling. We want to talk about if it's a smart buy, a control, a common buy. We want to make sure this team gets to the playoffs somehow, some way. Just because our record is around 500, it doesn't matter because the rest of the National League is around 500, and that's all that should matter. You make the playoffs at 500, you take it and run with it, and we'll see what happens. So, heck, I do appreciate.
And honestly, man, in the post-game show, Rob, I'm sorry, post-game show, I don't even like. I hate when the post-game anything. Post-game show, if I'm visiting here, sometimes when I do the post-game spaces on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. I hate when it turns right away into, well, you got to trade. What are you going to do the trade deadline? No, this is a post-game. Supposed to talk about what we just saw in the game and maybe look forward to the next game. So back to that. We're not going to lose our mind over this frustrating past 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Shout out today. I hated it in April and May where we kept saying, whoa, that's a tough pitcher you faced today. Tip your hat to the pitcher. No, today I tip my hat to the pitcher because you shut down a lineup that's been hot. We've complained about the lineup every day. We complain about the lineup every day almost. Almost every day you see a complaint about the lineup. Okay? So I'm not going to go crazy about the lineup today, and it's because of the lineup today, because we had these guys on there, and they threw the giveaway lineup out there. Nonsense. Just didn't have it today for whatever reason. Early game, pitcher was on his game. All of those things combined gave us what he gave us today. The frustrating game was yesterday. But like I've been saying, take a little speed bump, get a little slow down a little bit, whatever the case may be. You want some eye candy that distracted you real quick, that's fine. Just don't take 5 steps back. This team has taken a lot of steps forward. I don't know how many you want to say that they have. Let's say 7. Don't take 5 back, 9 back, or whatever the case may be. So go out there now, get back in the win column tomorrow. I don't give a damn if it's post-Keens. It is post-Keens, but we got Severino on the mound tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So that should be more than enough. Go out there and treat this rookie like a rookie. You've been acting like a grown man lineup, right? Go out there and treat this rookie like a rookie on a Friday night.
Correct.
Show him a good time.
Absolutely. Show him the nice view of Pittsburgh downtown.
So you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Show him how nice that view is back there, them bridges and all that nonsense.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And let's go take the series. Go take the
That's it.
series.
Yeah.
And we get
Let's
the
go.
Nats. We get the Nats again, don't we? We get the Nats again before the break. We'll handle them.
Absolutely.
But it's okay, man. Games like today happen. Games like yesterday we want to minimize.
Correct.
And
absolutely,
I feel confident that David Stearns in the front office is trying to do things to improve this team because they are seeing that this team wants to be competitive. And we know how last year went, right? The players didn't like how the front office acted at the deadline. You can say whatever you want, whether it was the right thing or not. We were upset, even if we realized it was the right thing to do. The players were upset, but the players made it that way, right? And then David Stearns himself has come from where he made a deadline move that wasn't too happy in his clubhouse when he traded Josh Hader. He doesn't want to make that mistake again. Steve Cohen doesn't want to do that again. The team continues to give them reason not to do it. They won't do it. And I feel confident that they know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. Let's go, Mets. Go out there and handle these Pirates in the next 4 days.
Correct. And that's the end of the post-game show, guys. We had over 150 in the stream in the post-game, so we do appreciate it. And appreciate you, Hector, for coming up last minute to fill in for CP. Mets lose 1-0, back a game under 500, but it starts tomorrow with the bounce back against Paul Skeens with Luis Severino on the mound. With that said, enjoy the rest of your 4th of July. Heck, same as you. Everybody stay safe. Let's go, Mets, and we'll see you next time, guys. Have a great night.
LFGM, baby. Peace.
Meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets